racing day, so loud out here I can't hear a thing. Man, the fans are going wild. And these drivers came to rock, and no place else but Fox knows how to do it NASCAR style.
Boogity, boogity, boogity! Let's go racing, boys!
Hey now, here we go, race day. Don't you be going slow. Keep that pedal down on the floor. Push it till the crowd can't take no more. Big hair since the flag came down. Be here till the last lap around. Worked all week, it's time to play. Gonna get a little bit sideways. Hair since the flag came down. Be here till the last lap around. Worked all week, it's time to play. Gonna get a little bit sideways.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the LIMECAR Sim Racing Challenge Season 3, race number 4 here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, the second intermediate track on the schedule in Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm here alongside Johnny Adelaide here up in the booth. Johnny, how are you doing today?
It's been a great day. Good day to be out here in Vegas. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, right?
Absolutely, except for the winner of today. They get to take home a trophy. Everybody else, they might want to forget tonight. We're going to see who is going to be good to go, who's going to roll the dice, who's going to gamble on their strategy. We take a look at our current point standings. Logan Williams, Santiago Nicholas, Tyler Cook, Harris, Yuko lead the way. Pretty tightly contested battle throughout the field. It's going to be an interesting race here, Johnny. I mean, these guys are really looking forward to getting out on this track and really setting forward to see what's going to happen. What do you expect is going to happen today?
Yeah, I mean, it's an intermediate track. I think all the guys out here, it's a lot about driver talent as well as how good the car is. So I think it'll be a good race.
Absolutely. These cars definitely get yawed out and lose. 67 laps, mile-and-a-half track, 20-degree banking. Tell us a little about the strategy for today.
Yeah, for sure. Field window is from 18 to 25 laps. Tires don't matter too much, but if you get a caution, you're going to want to pit tires if a caution were to come out. Yeah, teams get 7 sets of tires, so they have 6 brand new sets here. And the turn 4 is really the trouble zone here, so drivers going to want to keep an eye out for 4.
Absolutely. Sun's beaten down. It's hot here in Vegas. We're going to take a look at our starting lineup. Row 1, Logan Williams and Norris Toll. Logan ended last race in first and starts today in first. Row 2, Aaron Giffen and Cam Arrow, the KHI row. Row 3 sees Brayson Collins and Ian McDaniel. Row number 4, Harris, Yuko, Christopher Burnell, 2 veterans sitting in row 4. Row number 5 is going to see Zachary Ponce and Cam Wright Jr., the Ford field. Row 6, Matthew Fastnot, Santiago Nicholas, 2 of the Dodges. Row 7 is going to see Michael Guthrie and Ethan Harrison. Some sneaky contenders in row 8, Robbie Gordoff and Kyle Mabey. Row number 9 is going to have Hunter Collier and Tyler Hook. As the cars roll off here, we're going to look at row 10, Descorios Greenhouse Jr., Chris Lilly make up that row. Row 11 sees Quentin Haley and Blake Walker, team owner and team driver. Ricardo Garcia, Christian Viscani make up row 12. Row 13, Anthony Foss and Austin Green. Row 14 has Justin Haley and Richard Bridge. Row number 15 is going to see Henry Guo and Strokey Banger. Row 16, Jerry Chen and Ryan Barone. Row 17 is going to see Garrett Lamar and Chase Gibbons. Getting towards the back half of the field now, row 18, Kaz Brala and Reed Simpson goes to the rear for an engine change. Jordan Madron and Harry Williams make up row 19. And then rounding out the field in row 20, Joe Kraus and Nicholas Soa. About 30 seconds to green here. Johnny, any final words before we get ready to roll?
Hope all the drivers have fun out there.
Hopefully. We're going to see who rolls the dice, takes a gamble, who is going to come out lucky here in Vegas. Logan Williams, Norris Toll, leading him down to the green flag here for the Pennzoil 400 at Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
Good start for Logan Williams. Comes off to the top side.
Wrapping that bottom lane. Those Chevys, I don't know if you guys have been noticing a little bit of a trend. The Chevys really like to book in the field. It's either the front half or the back half, or the top half of the front half and the bottom half or the bottom half. I'm sure that made no sense at all, but Logan Williams in a Chevrolet is going to come down and lead lap number 1. Definitely very interesting to see a lot of disparity within the Chevrolets. Some fast ones usually throughout the field. Here's Brayson Collins getting split 3 wide here. But then we saw a lot of Chevrolets in the back, Johnny. I mean, what's up with that? Have you been noticing a trend there?
Yeah, for sure. I think what it comes down to is the Chevys really like running in front. With the clean air, that's where these Chevys, Camaros, do best. As they go 3 wide here. Unnecessarily aggressive for lap 2 in my opinion. But anyways, the Chevys really like to run up front in clean air. But if they're stuck in the middle of the pack, they start falling down the rankings and they go all the way to the back. And then it's a long fight back up to the front. But once they get clean air, that's when the Chevys really get going. As you can see, Logan Williams in the 17 here pulling further and further away.
Yeah, we've definitely noticed the Fords and the Dodges really are those mid-pack demons, I would say. They're the ones that have been able to make up the most amount of ground through the middle of the pack. The Toyotas, we only really have 3 Toyota outfits so far, or through this season with the Simpson Autosport Group. They've been doing all right, but I mean, the Fords and the Dodges really carry that mid-pack. They're able to make some moves. And the Chevrolets definitely might be a little bit of an aerodynamics disadvantage, I would say. Maybe a little bit of drag coming from that big wide nose that they've got. The hood is definitely very high in the air as compared to their Ford and Dodge counterparts. On board with Henry Kuo here for 30 seconds, one of those Chevrolets is just kind of mired in the back. A lot of Chevrolets right here.
Yeah, and like I said, I think the Chevys, once they get up to the front, they do get going. But it's always a challenge when you start further back. So for the Chevy teams that don't have really high qualifying speeds, it's kind of a long race for them. But as you can see, up in the front, Logan Williams' lead has been cut down a little bit.
That's Norris Told in the 01 of Creation Motorsports. He's really chomping at the bit of the 17 car. Logan Williams, a veteran in this sport. Told has shown a lot of speed as of recent. Dual 1 winner, was really fast in the 500. In all the races that we've seen, this 01 has been pretty fast. They just haven't had the results to show for it. But right on the back bumper of the 17 car, you're on lap 7 of 67. A gaggle of Fords here. Fords and Dodges, this 52, 51, the 60.
They stay 2 wide in the middle of the field as, some contact going on here for the lead. Norris
Looks like
Told
the
in the 01
17.
takes the lead.
Looks like the 17 of Logan Williams bounced off the wall coming off of turn 4. That gives the lead to Norris Told. Cam Arrow in the 29, sneakily solid, sitting there now in 3rd, makes the pass over Aris Yuko. It'd be a trend, as you mentioned earlier, seeing people really hit the wall coming out of turn 4. You really want to make the most out of that exiting apex out of turn number 4. And I think if people just push it a little too much, get on the gas a little bit too early, you're really going to tank slap that wall. Outside of turn 4, really been the place we've seen it, not so much out of turn 2.
Yeah, and I think when you have a car on your bottom trying to make a pass, that really gets onto your nerves. And coming out of turn 4, as you can see, the wall kind of sharpens a little bit there. We see a lot of guys end up slapping the wall. Not a lot of damage to the car when you do that, but definitely going to slow you down in the short term.
After the engine change, the 4 of Reed Simpson says it's hard to move around here. It says it's more difficult to move around at this track rather than Atlanta. Atlanta, you could rip the top. It seems like it's bottom lane dominant. Trouble go for the 37. That's Jerry Chen around to bring out the yellow on lap 11 of 67.
Man.
Oh,
more cars in it.
We were just talking about Reed Simpson. He goes around.
Trouble near the back of the field. This is interesting. For the cars that are back there, when there are cars in front of you starting to spin, starting to get in trouble, it's just hard for you to get through.
Especially with racing back to the line, you want to make up as many positions as possible. Take a look and see what happened. Looks like the 37 bounced off the wall at turn 4, gets tagged by the 97, and then tagged again by the 08 of Nicholas Soa.
Exactly what we were talking about earlier, coming off of the corner, 37 to Jerry Chen. went right into the wall.
Looks like the damage isn't too terribly bad, only the rear clip. I think they should be good to go. Let's look at Nicholas Soa to see what happened at the aftermath. Front clip damage there, and then... Oh, Reed Simpson comes up, self-clears on Ryan Barone.
That's a separate incident.
Yeah. Go on board with Reed Simpson.
I think he sees the smoke, he goes down to the apron to avoid the wreck like he would, and must have not heard a spotter. Sal clears himself up onto the racetrack and causes a secondary incident. That's unfortunate for the 3 cars involved in the second accident as well.
Absolutely. We're going to see who comes down pit road.
Looks like just about everyone.
Yeah, just about everybody. I would have to imagine so. Opportune time to get fuel, take some tires. I mean, if you pit here, you really only have to pit once more to make it good on fuel. You need a little bit of help with some yellows. With such an early yellow, I think it's quite the gamble to pit here and hope that you can make it on one more stop. But I would take it for sure if the trend continues with hitting the turn 4 wall.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of pack racing near the middle and the back. So I think it's actually a safer gamble than you would think to try to take gas here, take some tires here, and just try to see if you can get more cautions. And you only need one more pit stop. That save a lot of time.
This is the 01 of Norris Told. Enters pit road in first and exits pit road in first. As we're going to see... Yep, there's Norris Told in the 01, the British outfit. Now, Cam Arrow entered pit road in 4th and is going to restart on this outside lane, restarting lineup. Told, Arrow, Yuko, Ponce, Giffen, Fastnot, and row 4 and row 5 you can see on your screen. We're going to be restarting lap 16 of 67. Hopefully, we can keep it clean with these double file restarts. Told is going to walk him down to the restart zone, creeping, crawling at 55 mile an hour. Green flag is out. Cam Arrow is going to be right alongside the 01, planting his car right on that right side. There's Eris Yuko peeking to the inside.
Man, Yuko always been an aggressive driver. He's going to try to get that lead spot if he can get his nose under the 01. Oh!
Reed Simpson appears like he took a gamble on pit road and really clogged up that inside line. That messes up Logan Williams, the 60. A lot of good cars were clogged up there as Yuko's going to take the lead coming off of turn number 4. 3 wide for the lead with Aaron Giffen. Oh!
Man, this is a tight track to be doing that at.
We've already seen there's really only 1 or 2 lanes, the bottom and middle groove. Not so much of a high lane. I was shocked Yuko was able to make things work. As now Told's going to look underneath the 54 for a battle for the lead. Here's the yellow comes out once again. Oh, we got a car upside down. That's Quentin Haley in the 31.
And look where it is, Tyson. It's right at the exit of turn 4. As we're racing back.
That ruined. We're going to take a look at this. 3 wide here with Harry Williams. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my gosh. The damaged car of Norris the damaged car, the 4 car.
Reed Simpson there. Another look at it. Just the stack up there. The 4 was slow, but I think the 10 squeezed the 31 of Haley. Haley overcorrected up, and Richard Fridge, former race winner, was right there. We're going to go on board the Quentin Haley machine.
Looks like he was trying to slow it down for Reed Simpson. The car on the inside must have gotten a little impatient and right into the turn 4 wall. That is not a comfortable ride. You do not want to be in that car as it's flipping and tumbling.
Split strategies here. The 01 of Told comes down. Looks like he was a little fast. We're going to have to hear back from word on the officials there. Coming in, 62 comes down, 54 stays out. I mean, vicious lick, and I hope Quentin Haley's okay. Well, he's headed to the infield care center now, but I'm disappointed that we were ruined of such a great battle for the lead. The 0-1 of Told was coming back on the inside there and possibly could have taken the lead.
Yeah, I think we'll see plenty more of those battles for the lead, but sucks for the drivers that are involved. Right now, by my count, that's what, 7, 8 cars that's already been involved in accidents today. On the same side of the track, although I will say those are two very different types of accidents. Seems like drivers are getting a little impatient around here, but you know, I think it's important to keep in mind it's still sort of early in the race.
Richard Fridge has also taken his outfit to the garage. So Aaron Giffen won the race off pit road. It was a gas and go only for some of these guys. He comes out 16th, so that's something to make note of here. 54 of Arisuko sits alongside Santiago Nicolas for row 1. The restart on lap 22 of 67. Green flag, back in the air. Arisuko really waits all the way to the end of the restart zone. Actually, I think he hit the restart zone and didn't even go. That allows Santiago Nicolas to take the lead. That is legal. Once the flagman waves the green flag, you're able to go whenever, and Santiago Nicolas was waiting. Bam, takes the lead here on lap 22.67.
And that's a poor start for the 54, but hey, we're always in for a good battle. See how he claws back.
Really abnormal from the series vet of Arisuko there. He was just caught sleeping. I don't even think he realized he was the control car until too late. As the 0-1 was in fact busted for speeding on pit road entry too fast.
And that sucks for the 0-1 car. Norris told he was out there battling for the lead, and now he's going to get all the way sent to the back. Hopefully he doesn't get trapped a lap down or anything.
And to think, that's a different strategy he was on too, with him, Aaron Giffen, the 29, 23, a bunch of other guys. Logan Williams was also in that strategy. He decided to come down pit road, sitting in 5th after some bad luck. It's going to shake some things up. I think the 0-1 possibly could have had the winning strategy there, but we'll see how it all shakes out. 17 is going to try to make some moves through the field here.
Here comes Arisuko, though, trying to poke his nose under.
As Mr. Adelaide, you can really see.
I'm noticing a trend that in the front of the pack, the cars start to get single filed really quickly, and they stay more compact in the middle with multiple lanes. But even when they are single file in the front of the pack, when you attempt to pass and you don't quite make a stick, you lose a lot of ground.
Absolutely. That brings up the point I was just about to make. Turn 1 and turn 2. It's the preferred lane. It's a lane up of the white line, and then through 3 and 4. Same sort of thing. You kind of want to wrap it more in 3 and 4, but through 1 and 2, you really want to be, off the wall goes Santiago Nicolas, handing the lead back to Arisuko here on lap 27. Watch Yuko. I mean, you're running the middle, you're running the second or third groove here. That's what's getting you the most speed off the corner.
You know, I hate to be in first right now because it seems like coming off of turn 4, it's got a car coming past you. It's so easy to just slip up, watching the mirrors and hit the wall. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Lamar mounted off the wall.
Turn 4.
Very interesting for sure. I can imagine as underneath the 54, here comes the 83 Santiago Nicolas battling back once again.
Yuko with the help of his teammate. Able to make that highline stick.
Aquarius Greenhouse Jr. was able to give a push to the 54. I can imagine it's definitely going to be a battle of the arrow wash from coming off of turn 4, being in the second in line, third in line. Definitely seems to be a little bit of arrow wash, but then also the possibility of a mistake by pushing your car too far out wide coming off of turn 4 as a lead car. So, tale of two cities here. This is 37 of Jerry Chen, trying to make some ground, making his way forward. Here's a 47, up to 7th, started in 29th for Henry Guo. Very solid and consistent pace from this 47.
Strategy really worked out for it. Oh, another caution. Oh my gosh.
That's the 88, the 99, and the 17.
Close hitter.
And the 1 of Chris Lilly as well. Yellow comes out on lap 30 here as they race
caution
the line.
Today.
Absolutely. Third one already. Let's take a look and see what happened. I'd be willing to bet $5 I was off the turn 4.
Yeah. That is an unfortunate incident. One car, Chris Lilly, coming off the corner, just hits the wall like a lot of drivers have been today. He hits it at such a bad spot as he comes down the racetrack. There happens to be some cars there, and he just gets turned off of the nose.
I mean, look, like Justin Haley sees the wreck happening. They just wash up into him. Oh, hard lick for Justin Haley and Logan Williams as well.
I'd imagine everybody would pit here. If you get some fuel here, maybe a new set of tires, that sets you up pretty well for the rest of the race.
Absolutely. We'll be restarting on lap 35, so just past halfway. That'd be a pretty tall task to stretch with fuel and tires. You'd want to pit once more. We might see some green flag stops. You'd be aiming at about round maybe lap 55 to 60 for your last pit stop if we go green the rest of the way.
See who comes off the pit road first. I do think track position here matters a lot. Especially for, as we talked about, the Chevys earlier.
Well, Chevy just won the race off pit road. Robbie Gordoff coming from just outside the top 10. He's able to take 2 tires and take the lead coming off of pit road. Bold strategy here. Justin Haley, Blake Walker, they have taken their outfits to the garage. Chris Lilly and Logan Williams, they're going to continue going. Very interesting. 2 tires. I don't know if this is the move right here, especially with the rest of the field taking 4. We're going to see how this works out.
Imagine that car might get swallowed up here on the restart.
Green flag off and away they go, and Gordoff spins the tires immediately. That's going to set the lead to Desquarius Greenhouse Jr. here on lap 35 of 67.
Greenhouse in the 53, we know he's been fast. He's been pushing his teammate Aris Yuko in the 54 this entire race, so... Here comes the 33. And guess who else is here? Which is Aris Yuko.
The 33 washes up the track in the middle of the corner. He's going to get shuffled to the outside lane. This is Desquarius Greenhouse Jr.'s first laps led this season and today in the race. I mean, these, as Tolfo Motorsports Fords, are fast. There's Michael Guthrie, 3 wide here for 3rd place. He's going to dive to the inside, gets his nose chopped off by the 21. Great maneuvement right there. As, off the wall goes the 33.
More cars involved.
And I hate to say it, but it seemed like that was bound to happen. Gordoff took a gamble and didn't work out.
Pushing the issue there too. We know how dangerous that turn 4 can be for a lot of these cars, and even more cars involved in accidents.
Further down the line, we saw the 48 get involved. The 3 of Joe Kraus, the 80 of Christian Viscani. 52 as well, the 5. Hard lick for 48 of Ricardo Garcia. Let's go on board with the 48.
Almost missed it. Got tagged by the 5, it looks like. I was gonna say it's a beautiful looking Baskin Robin car, but I guess that was a beautiful looking Baskin Robin car.
Absolutely. Greenhouse and Yuko are going to be your front row on this restart here on lap 41 of 67. Garcia and Kraus have taken their outfits to the garage. Their gamble has not paid off. Their time in Vegas will come to an end. Green flag is back out. The 53 spins the tires on that start, and Yuko gets handed a lead once again. They're on lap 41 of 67.
Rhea Stoffel cars out now.
1, 2, 3. Michael Guthrie there battling for second. Clears the 53. We haven't talked about him all day. It's a Chevrolet, the 68 of Jordan Madron. Look at him in the orange 68. He's sitting in third now. Look at that.
And
going underneath him.
Looks like some contact there with the.
Here's Christopher Marnell sitting about 7th back there. He's making it 3 wide, trying to push the issue. These Chevys are getting some speed in them now, especially the CRT cars, and then that Madrid Motorsports camp. The 08 involved in early incidents, but the 68, he's sitting in 4th.
It's going to be tough to pass the first 3 cars. Oh, man.
Almost an incident there through turns 1 and 2. Aaron Giffen washed up the track, hit Hunter Collier in the 60. Luckily, they were able to keep it clean.
I think in some weird way, how many incidents have happened here and how aggressive everybody is being, and that's somehow motivating them to be even more aggressive.
Certainly interesting for sure. The 43 of Tyler Cook, an early season darling. He's got some right side damage, and he's a little slow sitting in 23rd, trying to keep the car clean as the other CRT cars seem to have speed. The 43 just hasn't had the pace all weekend.
I bet that right side damage came from turn 4.
Absolutely. Now, the 77 was the only car that pitted last time down pit road. Don't look now. Ethan Harrison, he's up to 16th already after starting tail end of the field.
Wow.
He's got a gaggle of cars right in front of him, though. This is a hornet's nest. The 04, Matthew Fastnot, the 84, Strokey Banger. New scheme for the 04, the UPS machine. Looks sharp.
You've got some good-looking cars on the field for sure. Shame they keep getting swallowed up in accidents.
Absolutely. I mean, I know you don't really have much skin in the game as a team owner, but you'd have to imagine the pain that some of these guys have seen. I mean, we had Daytona to open the season. That was about as Daytona as you could imagine, but then Atlanta the next weekend, Rockingham, race 3, a lot of battle scars, a lot of bent fenders after those races. I think these team owners just really want to see a break. And then next race is the Roval, which I know elbows are going to be out for that one as well.
Yeah, and I mean, every team only has so many chassis out there, right? Last week at Rockingham, we saw the short track chassis come up for the first time, but there are only so many chassis that every team can build. At what point are we going to be running through more than we can build? That's not good for the team owners if the drivers keep getting incidents like this. Or take a 3 wide as they're about to approach turn 4.
As yellow, wreck on the front straightaway. Oh, more wrecking too. Big wreck. That's a 29 of Cam Arrow. The 16 is Zachary Ponce. The 97. The 6. 48. And
another accident.
Doesn't break at all. People 52. Just keep piling in.
That car was already damaged from a previous incident. I almost wonder if there's something wrong with the brakes. But let's see what started all of this. Yeah, guess what started all of this? Coming off of turn 4.
Jordan Madrid bouncing off the wall, hitting Santiago Nicolas, the Daytona 500 winner. And then everybody just goes spinning, trying to avoid.
You see cars spinning like a Beyblade down the front stretch. This is not good. And there's a secondary accident.
rough incident. Helicopter cam showed us a great angle. Let's take a look from Cam Arrow's perspective. Oh my goodness. I can't tell who he clipped. I think that might have been the 68.
Here's the 16's view. Oh, what a hard hit.
We'll get a full view of Jordan Madrid's wild ride. Barely gets missed by the 13, and that's the only guy that barely misses him. Oh, goodness gracious.
Gosh, I would not want to be in that driver's seat.
Hopefully he had his G-force training, because goodness gracious. One last look from the turn 1 static cam. Golly.
Oh. And we see what happened there with the 52 car. It looks like he didn't expect anybody to come up on the track right then.
Yeah, and definitely got caught off guard for sure. So the
Yeah,
Astolfo
we're gonna
Motorsports Fords leading everybody down pit road, as you were just about to say. I'm sorry for cutting you off. Everybody's coming down pit road.
I think the only team owner right now that is really happy is probably Ares Yuko.
Looks like we got some surprises. The 01 and Norris told he's going to stay out. He's a 1 lap down. And Ethan Harrison, pitted last time by, he thinks he can make it all the way through. He stays out. He's on the lead. Michael Guthrie wins the race off pit road. Garrett Lamar, looks like he's made up some spots. He's sitting in 4th now, coming off pit road. And a good note to hear, Quentin Haley checked and released from the care center. A little bit banged up, but he is okay. Jordan Madrid has been transported to the care center, and he is being checked for further evaluation. You can see all the drivers that have taken their cars to the garage there.
And that was the big one. That took out a lot of cars, that accident.
Absolutely. Huge. Biggest wreck that we've seen in quite a while. Lap 53 of 67 is going to see our last, hopefully our last restart. Green flag back out. We're underway. Ethan Harrison, not the fastest of starts. The 01 is able to pull the 51 of Michael Guthrie to the lead for the first time today.
The 01 car's in the front of the field, but he's not a lap down, but he's scored behind all these other cars behind him.
Fighting to stay on the lead lap. That 01 desperately, as much as we don't want to see it, wants to see another yellow, as we had some cars peel down the pit road. Looks like that's the 03 of Kaz Gralla, who's going backwards on pit road. The 32, the 04, and the 62 all come down pit road. I wonder what they're coming down for. No penalties scored for those guys.
Maybe a loose wheel, maybe some... I don't know. I don't know what that could be. The 51... the 51 now, Michael Guthrie, pulls to the bottom of Norris Toad. Trying to pass that car. Not that successful. He's going to tuck back in line.
That actually hands the lead to Aris Yuko, who's able to pull around the outside using the 01 as draft. And he's going to motor his way around the 01. He bounces off the wall and uses him as a pick. 11 laps to go. There's Henry Guo going underneath the 01. Maybe. Oh, I don't know what Norris Told's doing here. He's got to be being yelled at to get out of the way.
He's already a lap down. At this point, he's pissing off a lot of drivers.
Christopher Marnell was... Yep, that's Guo in 3rd. Marnell was scored as involved in the wreck just a few laps ago. He's sitting there in 6th.
Once these Chevys get up front, they are fast. We can see the 47 is getting relatively aggressive with the 51 here. But obviously both of them trapped behind Norris Toad.
I would say he's not getting aggressive with the 51. I think he's getting upset with the 01. Because the 01 clearly has some speed. And Told is trying to keep it going. Just imagine if this was a battle for the lead, 3 wide here for second as Yuko's walking away. Incredible battle here.
I have to imagine that Yuko is one of the happier people in the field today. I mean, one race car is involved in that, taking out, but all 3 of his cars up front, and he's been, I would say, pretty dominant here today.
Especially towards the second half of the race, the 54. I mean, he's been seen up front all day. Relative surprise for Ethan Harrison up front. The 23 of Christopher Manel has battled back from some difficulties. He started pretty close to the front. Garrett Lamar as well. Wasn't a wreck, still 6th, just to 23. And some good news from the care center. Jordan Madrid tracked in the least. A little nauseous, but he gave Bob Pockris the thumbs up, and Bob expects to be
It's good to hear a lot of these drivers in really hard crashes today. On board with the 47 now, still behind the 51, and of course, still behind the 01.
Starting 29th, Henry Blow did, up to 3rd, although with 7 laps to go and the speed under his race car, I can imagine he wants more than just a 3rd place finish.
For sure. Henry Guo, that's one of those drivers where the strategy really did work out for him. He was near the end of the field for a lot of the race, and after a pit stop, he magically appeared in the top 10, and he has not left since.
A little bit of a battle here for 9th. This is the 43 and the 97. This is about 10 seconds off the leader. A lot of field spread here. That top group has really pulled away. Tyler Cook, I mentioned earlier, wasn't the greatest run for him, but maybe being slow didn't really hurt him after all. A little bit of a battle here for 15th and 16th. 32 Kyle maybe in 15th. 16th is the 17 with the 10 and the 14 right by him. As the 14 of Chase Gibbons powers around the outside. He's going to try to take that spot away, and he does.
Just 4 laps to go now. The field is getting relatively spread out.
Now you mentioned Rockingham. They brought out the short track chassis. Some of the underfunded teams, I believe, did bring 1 or 2 of their intermediate chassis. I mean, with such a small amount of short tracks on the schedule and such a large amount of intermediate tracks on the schedule, do you imagine that's a strategy that some of these teams will employ for the future? I know Rockingham's a bit of a different mix of track, as you've got, it's a 1 mile track. All the other short tracks are going to be true short tracks. Do you think that's a good strategy? Is the 01 pits there?
Yeah, I think for a lot of underfunded teams, it's at the end of the day a short track chassis and an intermediate chassis. I think out of all the chassis that we do have and we do run here, those are going to be the least different. It's going to require a lot of driver skill. Trying to take an intermediate chassis, which is built to handle faster speeds and bigger corners, trying to take that on a short track, it takes a lot of driver skill, but any driver that is good enough to be, on the caliber of LIMECAR to be racing here, they'll be able to do it. As the white flag comes out, Arisuko is still leading, but running into some lap cars up front.
I was going to say that Chase is on after Norris pulled down pit road, but coming through 3 and 4, the 54 has got a 3.5 second lead. Arisuko led the most laps, hasn't won since Darlington a few years back. Into victory lane once more, the 54 rolls the dice and wins here at Las Vegas, leading the most laps. And Lady Luck smiles upon the Astolfo Motorsports Group as the 54 is going to take it to victory lane here, avoiding the carnage, avoiding turn 4. What a great result for that team. Truly, start to finish, they were the class of the field.
Yeah, all of the Astolfo Motorsports force today, besides, of course, Cam Wright Jr. in the 52, all of the other drivers, they were in the top 5 almost the entire race. And what a good result for Arisuko. Great friend of mine off the track. We had a couple of games Rolex 24s with him, and truly just a great guy, and really happy to see him win here. Obviously, that win in Darlington in season 2, I know he really cherished that moment, but it's nice to see him burn it down again here in Las Vegas.
Burning it down, sliding through the grass goes Eris Yuko as he is going to rip it in second gear. Great result for this team. Very happy, I would imagine, Eris Yuko is to be back in victory lane at Vegas nonetheless. Here's take a look at our finishing results. Eris Yuko, Michael Guthrie, Henry Guo, Christopher Burnell, Garrett Lamar. Greenhouse Jr. finishes in 6th, just outside the top 5. I mean, great result for Michael Guthrie. He's always been one of the quieter cars of the field, and no wins in his career. But I mean, Guthrie finished 8th in points last year at the CRT group, and now he's back at Astolfo Motorsports. He could rattle off a few wins here. That 51 car is looking mighty fast.
Yeah, for sure.
Jerry Chen, after being involved in an earlier wreck, rounds out the top 10 as the rest of the field rolls on through. You can just see how many drivers retired due to an accident.
And 16 cars out due to an accident. Most of them due to the last accident, which is actually a chain event of 2 accidents, but that's a lot of cars to be out of this race.
For sure. As the rest of the field rolls on through. The Haley brothers finishing 38th and 39th. I mean, that's certainly something to look out for. They came into this series with probably the most real-life racing experience, and they really haven't had the best of luck so far. As Tyler Cook, his run continues. He's still sitting second in points, but Yuko has taken a 21-point gap here out front.
Yeah, I'm really happy for that 54 car and its entire team running up front all day and now sitting atop point standings. At Silva Motorsports, I feel like in the first few races here, really making a name for themselves here. Now an official 4 team, really carrying that banner with pride and just doing well.
As you see the rest of the field scrolling on through. Kaz Gralla sitting in 22nd, Harry Williams 23rd, Justin Haley 24th. A lot of tight battles throughout the mid-section of the field, just like we saw in previous iterations of the season. Joe Kraus, Cam Arrow, Blake Walker, I mean, Zachary Ponce as well, Reed Simpson, they just haven't had great starts to the season. I mean, really, the unfortunate bit here is Robbie Gordoff sitting in 34th. He's had good results, but just hasn't had he's had good runs, but hasn't had the results to show for it. And you can also see the impact of how good a good finish is for 10th place in Jerry Chen. That catapults him up the standings only a little bit in terms of positioning, but points wise, that is a great result. Puts him towards that midfield battle.
Yeah, and that 37 car involved in the first accident of the day. Surprised that he was able to come back and finish 10th in the car that's as damaged as it was, but
absolutely shows what perseverance can do here. I mean, everybody that's outfitted enough to race in LIMECAR is definitely a quality driver. We're going to have some winners and some losers, and I mean, that just shows how competitive this field is.
for sure.
Any final thoughts before we sign off for the night here at Las Vegas?
Yeah, chaotic race for sure, but I think hopefully all the drivers are okay involved in accidents. But we saw a lot of good things today too, and yeah, it's great to be a part of this.
Absolutely. Well, Mr. Adelaide, it was nice to have you up in the booth here. Hopefully we see you back again soon. And to everybody else watching at home, hope to see you guys next week. It's the Roval. Any early predictions for what's going to happen next week?
You know, not really. Rovo is one of those tracks that it's just hard to see what happens. Obviously, CRT and their road course expertise can't count them out.
Absolutely. I think that's going to be something to watch out for. From everybody here at the LimeCar Studios, we thank you for watching. We'll see you guys next week for the LimeCar race number 5, the final race before our in-season tournament. It's going to be fun. See y'all.